Is about 1:30 my time, so we're gonna carry on with chapter 16 now, which is 107 pages. Hopefully we'll get through this in like an hour, and we might wrap up stream like around like 2:30 Eastern time. So we will see. Let's carry on with chapter 16, friends. All right. Gambit schema, candy corn vampire. Using one of your trusty knives, you carve your favorite spook schematic into your pumpkin. Terrifying gambit ethers flow from the supernatural gourd and permeate your artifice ambient. You undergo an incredible transformation. Hey, Baffling Bookworm. So we have gotten through phase 1 of Demonhead Mobster Kingpin, and now there apparently actually is a pumpkin, as it turns out, so... Next. The spook schematic for the candy corn vampire is complete. Next. Oh my god. Candy corn vampire. That is actually a really cool image there, I think. I like it. Next. Wait, hold on. What is this now? So we got artifice ambient, ripeness and flicker for your schema pumpkin, battle schemata. So let's see, so we got like sort of like medium attack power, a bit lower defense power, and then I'm guessing this is like maximum dexterity or something like that. We'll see. Gambit schema, Tootsie Roll Frankenstein. On another part of the same pumpkin, you carve the spook schematic for the Tootsie Roll Frankenstein. Next. Vampire fastness, yes. Oh, thanks, LN Bug. Been watching a Homestuck read-through on YouTube, and it's rad AF. Oh, thank you so much. It was a really fun time reading through Homestuck. That took me 2 years to get through all of Homestuck, but we did. Yes, glad we're back after a year. Yeah, I think I commented on, someone commented, I think, on one of my Problem Sleuth read-through videos that they were like, glad to see me back after a year, and I was like, yeah, I kind of had my own gigapause there for a minute, but yeah, so we're back and we're reading Problem Sleuth, and then after this we'll do some more Homestuck adjacent content as well, but for now we're having fun times with Problem Sleuth. Tootsie Roll Frankenstein. Next. Gambit schema, Gummy Worm Zombie. Gosh, how many faces can one carve into one pumpkin? My gambit schema is Jaffa Cake Lich. Yours? Oh, thank you, Ellen Bug. I appreciate that. One of the 2 or so read-throughs I recommend to people who prefer to listen for good voices. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It was really fun to voice everything and read all of it. And I'm glad that people actually liked the voices that I did. So, next. Gummy Worm Zombie. Next. Oh, you know what? I just realized, let me go back a few, because I didn't look at the battle schemata closely for Tootsie Roll Frankenstein. Okay, so Tootsie Roll Frankenstein has like max attack power, pretty decent defense, but is very slow. And then our Gummy Worm Zombie has like max defense, medium attack power, and is like not as slow as the Frankenstein, but still like not all that fast, so. Oh, thanks, Cello Player. I like voicing things. It's fun. NB, ask Highbrow to drive to gutter pipe projects. Alright, so we're driving to gutter pipe projects. Going from the Boulanger district, down Beanpole Alley, through the Fromage district. Oh, do we have to get through square shoulder tolls to get to the gutter pipe projects? And the Jack Squat underpass? That's gonna be tricky to do in this truck. A highbrow takes you to the Fromage district through the Beanpole Alley. Next. This is a fun take on Halloween combined with detective stories. I agree. Do these panels get released like on Halloween or something? I'm actually gonna like check the log on another screen. Let me scroll down. Scrolling. See. Actually, yeah, so these so the panel we're on right now actually got published on November 5th. So this part did start around Halloween, so. Ah, yes, 10/31/08. For the underpass, you gotta flip it turnways. Yes, of course. Clearly that's the solution. Unfortunately, your vehicle cannot possibly fit through the square shoulder tolls and onto the Boucher district. You will need another form of transport. You seem to have no choice but to wait around for one. Next. While you're waiting, the highbrow makes an uncharacteristically impolite advance. Awkward moments ensue. Slap. Come on, highbrow. Keep it to yourself, see? HD, cover up the rest of the mural. Oh my goodness. The risque performance has a swain in libidinous conniptions. He busies both ends of his twizzle blackened mustache. Luckily, he had the foresight to violate brothel policy and disable the booth smoke detector, as many savvy oglers in this establishment are keen to do. Ah, yes. But wait! It looks like the nostrils of the bull of the mural are actually a pair of electrical outlets. What? Well, that's fascinating. Are you sure it's wise to paint over these? I don't know. HD. Yeah, paint over those too. Oh, guess we're doing it. You zap the mural and the outlet with your stun gun. Oh my god. So the paint roller is a stun gun now. Oh my god. Wonderful. That's fabulous. Next. Oh my god, what? That caused us to, like, shock the... Shoot, I forgot what his name is. The Swain, okay. That caused us to shock the Swain? Oh my gosh, next. The outlets are fried. The Windows coin-op device shorts out. Pose as a team, cause shit is more real than ever. Oh my god, working electric chair. Good lord. Oh my gosh, I love this pose. I love this Halloween-themed pose. You copy and paste your previous poses into a new document in a lazy yet very hard-boiled manner, and rapidly animate the background colors. You're quite sure that shit has never been this real, and probably never will be again. Yes, shit will never be more real than it is now, in our Halloween costumes. Certainly not. Next. Fiesta Ace Dick thinks this Halloween costume stuff is some seriously ridiculous bullshit. He decides to go downstairs and mess up MK's fort. He's not sure why no one ever thought to do that. Why did no one ever think to just mess up MK's fort? Like, wouldn't that just get rid of Demonhead MK? I don't know, but maybe we're about to find out. Wonder how many hard-boiled eggs Hussey went through when writing this? That's a good question. Isn't it like an egg a day keeps the doctor away or something like that? I don't know. Don't look at me. Don't look at me for wisdom or insight. Still trapped on top of DMK's hat, Ace Dick feels left out of the cool Gambit schema action. He doesn't care how real shit just got. This is just complete and total bullshit. So two of the Ace Dicks involved in this think that everything that's going on is just total bullshit. All of them. Yes, he went through all of the hard-boiled eggs. All of them. Next. Death shows up with the game of life. The irony of it is lost upon your stout imagination. I like how Death is just randomly showing up with the game of life. He says nothing fancy. No dueling for souls or anything. You know, just to pass the time if you're down with that. Next. Meanwhile, past Future Pickle Inspector continues to operate the Pop-O-Matic bubble, still attempting to get the sugar cubes to roll in his favor. Keep trying, past Future Pickle Inspector. You'll succeed. Death just wants to play. Yes, Death just wants to play. Yes, complete bullshit. Remember, MK did the same technique as PI to keep doing stuff in reality while staying in the imagination realm. Oh, that's right. That's right, Blue Glass. I forgot about that. MK did do that. DMK, level 20 Thorn Coddle, Snuggle Barb Prickle Poke. Snugglebarb Prickle Poke. So many new words we're learning today. DMK lets loose a writhing bewilderment of ill-mannered flagella. Next. Auto parry. PS takes advantage of his heightened vampire speed. Can't coddle what you can't catch. Next. The slower members of your party are less fortunate. Oh dear, that is unfortunate. Next. Your flicker attributes wane only slightly, though, on account of your respectively monstrous constitutions. Monstertutions. All three of your ripeness attributes decrement by the same degree, as your schema pumpkin gradually becomes a little less fresh with each passing minute. When either of those two attributes reaches 0, your Gambit schema upgrade will expire. Oh dear. GPI, fondly regard crenellation. Crenellation. What even is crenellation? I need to actually look up what that word means. But I like that we're continuing with the fondly regard creation. Running gag. Crenellation, the battlements of a castle or other building. Ah, interesting. So that actually kind of fits here. Fondly regard crenellation. It's quite exquisite. You fondly regard it for hours. I like that Godhead Pickle Inspector is just kind of low-key, like actually sort of nearby and just chilling there, fondly regarding things. I am waiting for the fondly regard creation command to like actually come into play as something that causes like something major to happen. P.S. Summon Mo. You call forth the blistering white-hot fury that is Mo? What is Mo? This is like a cross-posting from some other website, isn't it? I'm gonna click this link. Bourbonproductions.com. Okay. This is like a different webcomic, basically. It's probably omnipresent. Ah, yes. Zigzag stuff on top of castle. Wait, hold on. I was wondering if there's something up there. Alright, next. They're just like looking around. Unsummon Mo. You unsummon Mo. Mo will be of absolutely no use to you in this battle whatsoever. Alright, recap, please. We're gonna get a recap? Okay, we're gonna get a recap, I guess. While Ace Dick sets up the rather complicated board game, Death clicks his ballpoint scythe and jots down a few notes in his Tome of Wayfaring Souls. Let's see, how long is this? Alright, there's a lot of reading on this page, but let's go through it anyway, just for the sake of being thorough. He documents the tale of 3 detectives trapped in their offices. In the due course of time, they escaped from their offices, only to discover they're still trapped in what could loosely be considered a larger office building, held hostage by an unscrupulous mob boss named Mobster Kingpin. MK wets his bill in just about everything: liquor bootlegging, laundering, embezzling treasure, concealed in stone busts, prostitution outfits orchestrated by his madam accomplice, along with sinister urban mural rackets. Additionally, MK guards the megaton key required by the sleuths to exit to the real city streets, which are in dire need of their sleuthing services. Where can I get a ballpoint scythe? I don't know, McCatnip. I would love to be able to get a ballpoint scythe somewhere. The detectives were able to escape their offices by accomplishing various feats, both inside their offices and on the imaginary city streets, a realm accessible in ways twofold: through A, electrically powered window portals, and B, alcohol-fueled spells of imagination from within the safety of a small fort. The detectives additionally advanced their situation by forming alliances with various kingdoms residing on the flip side of the imaginary universe. Problem Sleuth befriended elves, Pickle Inspector befriended weasels, Ace Dick befriended hogs, and unfortunately Mobster Kingpin made an ally as well in clowns. Each aided his ally in its struggles against its warring party and received boons for their efforts. Eventually, Problem Sleuth uses heightened diplomatic abilities to resolve all disputes among the kingdoms, thus winning him favor with the Weasel King. Through the boons of their respective efforts, the sleuths gained a mysterious form of cognizance regarding their female alter egos. PS cognized awareness from hysterical dame, PI cognized nervous broad, and of course AD merely cognized himself for lack of imagination. These ladies were revealed to be trapped in a dollhouse in MK's office, a room which he himself was proven to be trapped in as well, only freeing himself upon receiving his boon from the clowns. The females had to overcome their prison as well, as their diminutive sizes by accomplishing various feats within their rooms, utilizing size-altering portals to and from the imaginary universe, involving a music box, a storefront, a mirror, a manhole, and a jacuzzi. Meanwhile, the sleuths engaged in battle with various demons in the imaginary universe, gradually increasing their skill levels and adding to their repertoires of battle techniques and combat operandi. At one point, Ace Dick brewed a batch of candy corn liquor. The resulting explosion from the volatile concoction is ultimately what freed them from their offices. For him, by blowing a hole in his front wall. For PS, by triggering an event which caused the oboe to be dislodged from the back doors. Later, Pickle Inspector drank the candy corn liquor to max out his imagination gauge, giving him tremendous powers in the imaginary universe. His powers led to these consequences. A. Splitting himself into 8 clones. B. One of those clones turning into a monster which killed most of the clones and then was shot by C. One which summoned a candy mecha and then later killed by the female AD in the dollhouse. D. One rising into the sky and becoming Godhead Pickle Inspector. E. One using abstracted thoughts, allowing the real PI to function in reality while the imaginary ones remain. F. The final remaining one using temporal replica simile, splitting himself in 2. One disappearing into the past, PPI, and the other into the future, FPI. My goodness. Alright, bye, I Smile. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Super appreciate you hanging out with us. Alright, let's carry on with this recap. Also, meanwhile, Ace Dick, the original one, found the control room containing a complicated puzzle and a code machine. First, he tried jumping out of his sideways window, fell through the imaginary universe sideways, and died. In taking a step back, he used the code machine to skip ahead to a point in the game where the complicated puzzle was solved. It was later determined that it was past Pickle Inspector who went back in time to solve this puzzle and then died. Upon solving the puzzle, a hatch opened, allowing him to travel to the imaginary universe to collect his boon from the hogs. Is this an Undertale remix? Oh yeah, this is like one of the battle themes. That's right. Alright, a little later, Problem Sleuth found the control room too. He used the code machine to return to an earlier state in the game, to the moment before Ace Dick jumped out the sideways window. This time, he was able to jump into the storefront before falling to his death. He emerged from Hysterical Dame's music box, causing him to be very small. He eventually came to be normal size by using the various size-altering portals. This is how there came to be 3 Ace Dicks. Furthermore, by this point, there were 2 Pickle Inspectors, the original real one, PI, and his superpowered imaginary form in the future, FPI. After PS used the code machine to create the 3rd AD, he then jumped through the upside-down window with a parachute to fall through the sky of the imaginary universe, past the sleazy brothel in the sky, landing in the Weasel King's palace. This is how he came to be charged with the diplomatically resolving tensions among the 4 kingdoms. However, he was only successful upon looking up a cheat code in GameFAQs and printing it out. The printout was generated in the alchemy room, which PI then took and used with the code machine to skip ahead to the successful political negotiation. As a boon, PS received a great deal of ammunition, elf tears, weasel snot, hog slop, pie filling, and the loyalty of the Weasel King, and was returned to reality. He then collaborated with the other ADs to fit the skulls of the sleuths previously slain into the slots to unlock the double doors. Oh yeah, this is the lab battle music. That's right, the true lab battle music. Yeah, I remember that now. In the alchemy room, PI also printed out a recipe for 5-alarm hot sauce, which involved a chipotle pepper, a rare item which proved to be found beneath AD's hat. One of the ADs prepared the concoction in the hot sauce still and waited for it to mature. Upon freeing themselves from the dollhouse, HD, NB, and female AD encountered MK, who just returned to his office. This sparked a fierce battle, whereby the heroines dealt damage to MK by raising his blood sugar and using powerful attacks such as their Charm Break and Murder Flux techniques. Power for these attacks was supplied when the damage was taken by their counterparts. In the meantime, PS and the other 2 ADs were climbing the levels to MK's office, fighting monsters along the way. Damage they took fueled the female's attacks and vice versa. NB's murder flux was maxed out when PI was fooling around with the windows in the control room. He dropped one window through its own corresponding window portal, in spite of warnings from the honeybee professor. The reaction triggered a massive explosion, killing PI and the professor. PI met with death for tea. The professor pollinated the floral/fractal-based afterlife, while GPI fondly regarded it. After her attack, MK pushed MB through his office window. She fell through the sky in a nervous manner for some time, until FPI appeared from the past and caught her. We're getting closer to the end of this, to the end of this recap. In the course of the battle with MK, AD was killed in a suicide maneuver. He met PI and Death in the afterlife. Together, they eventually bested Death in a series of Sudoku-based challenges to return to life. Pickle Inspector would bring a tear to Death's eye by completing the labyrinthine pseudo-cube comprehensile. Wait, comprehensile. Sorry. That's a weird word. The earlier window explosion caused by PI was so massive it caused a citywide blackout in the imaginary universe. The darkness triggered the release of the terrible demon called Fluthlu. Oh, remember Fluthlu? I actually already forgot about Fluthlu. The final adversary PS would face at the top of the tower, which physically corresponded with the imaginary Tower of Syndetic Ascension connecting both sides of the universe. Fluthlu would climb that tower and emerge through the Death Star window. PS would easily kill Fluthlu with his trusty knives attack. On the way up, one of the ADs was attacked by a zombie hired muscle who would later prove to be a hero and became Zombie Ace Dick. ZID stuck by Fluthlu to discover the giant Bowen Stilson dog bust blocking MK's office door. Meanwhile, HD killed MK with the kiss of death. However, MK snuck out of the afterlife while Death was distracted by PI and AD. MK revived himself with insulin shots and knocked HD out cold. He then built a fort out of his desk, drank some liquor, and retreated into the imaginary universe. Once the 5-alarm hot sauce was finished, the explosion destroyed the Bowen Stilson dog, allowing PS into MK's office to find MK in his fort. The other AD drank the 5-alarm hot sauce and became a very strong Fiesta Ace Dick. We're almost there, everyone. We're almost done with this recap. When FAD inverted the universe by flipping a window, this allowed MK to descend into demonhood and become Demonhead Mobster Kingpin, MK's final form. PS, FAD, and ZID went through the office and upstairs to the deck of MK's imaginary pirate ship, the Chicago Overcoat. FAD had to destroy/dislodge a series of busts along the way, including a Snoop bust, which he tragically sent into the sky, never to be seen again. PS flipped the ship's steering wheel to invert the universe again to begin waging battle. PI and AD, having bested Death, returned to the ship. FBI conjured candy armor for the party, which was quickly negated by DMK's powerful attacks. The Sleuth Party countered with a series of their own attacks, raising DMK's blood sugar and dealing damage by summoning the Weasel King, conjuring a Jawbreaker Skylight Bomb, and invoking a Comb Rave to execute a ridiculously powerful triple truffle shuffle. DMK's first phase was defeated, only to reveal DMK's second phase with 2 fully revived health meters. To counter this, the Sleuth Party invoked their Gambit schemas to enhance their offensive and defensive attributes. Meanwhile, HD and NB find themselves trapped in the sleazy brothel in the sky, where they pursue a mission to best Madame Muriel, MK's female counterpart and brothel matron, and plug in a giant fan for some reason. Also, while DMK's weak spot was exposed, AD foolishly got on top of DMK's hat. The AD who was at one point the female AD, but now ironically functions as the normal AD. Death met him on top of the hat and challenged him to a friendly game of life, which brings us to the present moment. It's all so simple, you wonder why you even bothered to ask. There's the recap. Thank you so much, Baffling Bookworm, I needed that. I was about to beg people for a hydrate. Alright. Thanks, Heterosapiens. Thanks for catnip. Yeah, I know, Riri Recursive. That recap was nothing compared to Homestuck recaps. That was Recap Junior. Totally simple and straightforward, yes. Yeah, I actually remember when I read through Homestuck and we got to the first recap, I think it took me a solid 20 or 30 minutes to read through the recap. It was so long that I decided from then on to just skip any other recap I came across in Homestuck. I actually did do that. That was the only time I actually read a recap on a Homestuck stream. Yeah, Homestuck recaps, like, is it really a recap if it takes like an hour to read a recap? I ask you. Anyway, HD, go through window. We can carry on to the next page now. Alright, HD, go through window. You exit the rear cabin of the cheese truck, which is parked somewhere in the Boucher district. Swain, go through window. So the Swain's gonna get in the driver's seat here, it looks like. You enter the rear cabin of the cheese truck and go through the driver's hatch. Hysterical Dame joins you. Where to, my good lady? HD, to the Fromage district. You back through the square shoulder tolls in reverse. It appears a driver for another local goods distributor is waiting for you. Oh, and the plug is still hanging out the back of that truck there. NB, loosen corset, load plug into cheese truck. You're going to need a stouter build to lift the plug. A highbrow is about to invite you to a box social, but is somewhat derailed by your transformation. A flustered highbrow loses purchase of his monocle. Oh, I get it. I just realized monocle is a portmanteau of monocle and ogle, because ogle is a thing that Pickle Inspector and all related Pickle Inspector characters do. So, yes, I understand now. I understand. All right. So we've loaded the plug into the back of the cheese truck. You feed the plug through the truck's cabin / square window, but you can go no further. It seems there's not enough slack in the cord. The rest of it must be bunched up and stuck outside the brothel. HD, drive back to Boucher district. You tell the Swain to step on it. The cord is dragged further, creating additional slack. I'm really enjoying all this random puzzle shit that is causing this plug, this cord, to be like dragged throughout downtown. What is this thing here that's showing up? You thread the cord through the ham needle. Oh, it's the ham needle. Oh, of course. Oh my gosh, it's like the Space Needle in Seattle. But it's the ham needle. You thread the cord through the ham needle, one of the city's most famous landmarks. You pause nearby a ham truck. It appears some fellow is standing on top of its cabin, peering through his fancy opera binoculars to get a better look at something astounding he may have seen in the sky. Oh my gosh. He's like looking into the sky. Oh, that's right, because the battle is taking place in the sky above them. So he noticed the triple truffle shuffle happening earlier. That makes sense. HD, double back through the tolls. You head back to the Fromage district. You think the cord now has more than enough slack for the rest of its journey. NB, bring plug through wide window. You enter the last booth and exit the cabin of the ham truck, flattening out the proportions of you and the plug. The plug has now returned to its original proportions. Yay! So we got the plug returning to its original proportions. Where are we going to plug it in now? AD, begin playing life. Because there aren't nearly enough side plots going on, you think it's time you got started with this epic duel on top of a large hat. The game of life is set up. You and Death enter the game. Of course there aren't nearly enough side plots going on. Like, what in the world would we be doing without all these side plots? I ask you. Next. After divvying up your starting cash, you choose the appropriate game pieces. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, their game pieces are like similar to the ham truck and the bread truck. I love that. Actually, it's interesting to me that Death has chosen a bread truck. Like, does that mean Death is like another Pickle Inspector alter ego? I wonder if that's a connection. Next. Death uses his adding scythe to make careful calculations on how to utilize his funds. He considers a variety of college brochures to determine where he should begin his education. Life is very serious business, and Death doesn't take it lightly. Yep, Death kinda does have PI proportions. He has an adding scythe. Good question, McCatnip. What even is the main plot anymore? Who knows? Ace Dick grabs Death's cash and runs! Oh no! I love how Ace Dick just kind of like takes action, even if it's ill-advised. Just kind of like... Oh my gosh. You and Death fit into the peg slots of your game pieces. Death is in hot pursuit, taking shots at you with his anti-tank rocket scythe. I said slide, I don't know why. With his anti-tank rocket scythe. This is extremely silly, but it is also incredibly serious business. This game does just feel like real life. I mean, this game is exactly like real life. Why would anyone think otherwise? I don't know. And I don't want to know. FAD, ride MK's fort like a mechanical bull. Because why not? Oh my gosh, it actually had a purpose this time. Yeah! Oh shit. Oh my gosh, okay, so we wrecked the fort. That is fabulous. 4 heroes ascend to battle DMK. The gallant heroes are locked in epic combat with the vile demon lout, Oglog McRubbit, Prince of the Candy Bean Warlocks. Wait, how is this pronounced? Ogolg McRubbit. I think I pronounced it McRubbit. There's no C in there. Alright. Ogolg McRubbit, Prince of the Candy Bean Warlocks. Yes, let's pronounce that properly. They have reached level 33,333 of the tower, which means they are halfway to the top. Almost there. That's called back to you in the intermission? Ah. See. DMK, Combat Operandi, Clownstorm! Clownstorm? Oh no, not Clownstorm. The Clown Pontificate is summoned and wields his legendary Hamper of the Jaded Fools on Wii. Oh no, not Hamper of the Jaded Fools on Wii. Oh no. Next. Oh dear. Oh my gosh. So many clowns. So many clowns! Oh god, why are there so many clowns? Why? Why is this happening? In spite of your tremendous vampire speed, you simply cannot avoid the savage volley of floppy shoes. Oh no, not floppy shoes. Why is there a volley of floppy shoes? All 3 flicker attributes have been dampened. Ripeness depletes steadily regardless. Okay, so they're all like depleting ripeness at the same rate. Gummy Worm Zombie's flicker attribute is the healthiest at this point, for some reason. ZAD, clean the mess up. Zombie Ace takes care of all the torsos. He takes time to savor the sumptuous clown meat. Do I want to click on this? 404 not found. Okay. Oh, that URL on there leads to like andrewhussey.com. I don't know if that's even like a thing anymore. Oh yeah, that's right, he has high defense, that's true. He has the highest defense, so that makes sense. PFPI, cheat and game of trouble. After about 7 hours horsing around with the loathsome Pop-O-Matic bubble, you are no closer to landing a favorable roll with those stupid sugar cubes. You look around to make absolutely certain Death is still away from the table. Next. You advance one of your pegs by 1 slot. Next. Oh no, we're cheating at trouble. You are overwhelmed by feelings of guilt. You mature a new guilt tech. Shame of 1,000 bedwetting children. My god. Shame of 1,000 bedwetting children. Oh, so much shame. So much shame. Next. Oh my. You put the piece back. So we end up not cheating, but we do end up with a new guilt tech, so there's that at least. AD, take money to racetrack, bet on ponies. You make a few sharp turns to ditch Death. You head straight for the tracks, ready to pony up the dough and put yourself on Easy Street for life. Let's pony up the dough, see? Pony up the dough at the tracks. You speed through an intersection and run over a pedestrian. Oh no! Poor pedestrian! You cradle her in your arms. She is slipping away from you. You beseech GPI for mercy, pleading that he spare this beautiful woman from such a cruel fate. A voice nearby reminds you that you are pleading with the wrong entity. Wait, what's that about Starlight Calliope? Starlight Calliope did involve Cloud Meat. Calliope, it's all connected. Starlight Calliope is interesting to read in regards to Homestuck. Is Starlight Calliope like a fan work? I don't know if I've heard of Starlight Calliope, but it sounds interesting. I am intrigued. Oh, the link earlier led to it? Oh. Okay. Oh, so the broken link was what led to Starlight Calliope? Ah, oh, okay, I think I have heard of Starlight Calliope, actually. Wasn't it called Midnight Calliope? Yeah, actually, I think I vaguely remember hearing about this comic, like, somewhere. So the character Calliope is like a reference to the Starlight or Moon or Midnight Calliope or whatever thing that y'all are talking about. Starlight Calliope is a comic, Midnight Calliope is a song. Ah, okay. Gotcha. A voice nearby reminds you are pleading with the wrong entity. Next. You desperately bargain with Death, challenging him to any game you can think of for the fair damsel's life. Clue, Connect 4, Uno, Battleship, Sudoku. Well, okay, not Sudoku. How about Snakes and Ladders? That's fun. Or what about Hungry Hungry Hippos? God, you love Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Now and again.
Next.
Every single year.
Death vanishes from the game. He has either been moved by your plea or has more important business to attend to elsewhere. The woman's life is spared. You are so happy. AD, punch woman in snout to establish superiority. What? No, why? Your superiority has been clearly established. Some bystanders admire your manly initiative. Ace Dick marries Wipehurst? Wifehurst. I thought it was Wipehurst for a second. The F looked like a P with the serif in there, but nope, it's Wifehurst. Ace Dick marries Wifehurst. Next.
You see,
DMK's emotion level rises due to the poignant, tear-jerking moment taking place on top of his hat. In his emotional state, he is vulnerable to physical attacks. Ah, so that's how we'll also get around DMK's defenses, by toying with his emotions. P.S. Combat operandi, armistics.
But if you point your ears at the sky and listen,
You expend the required units of hog slop, pie filling, and a single elf tier to invoke the mysterious command. How mysterious. You summon Death from his macabre realm, or wherever the hell he was when you called him away. Ah, so this is why Death had to go elsewhere, because he was summoned by Problem Sleuth. You strike a diplomatic bargain with Death and receive a boon. You have acquired Death's Scythe. Oh my god. We have Death's Scythe now for whatever reason. From a diplomatic bargain, that's how. P.S. Aggress! Next. How much damage are we doing here? Alright, so we've taken out like a third of like his first meter. FAD, beat the crap out of MK. You stand up to box MK's ears, but it seems he has fled the office. Alright, well I guess maybe, are we gonna give pursuit then? Next. MK deposits an ornate Persian mug over the trapdoor, then retreats down the stairs. Uh-oh. Not a rug over a trap door. Used a fort scythe, how brutal. FAD, pursue MK. You fall right into MK's trap and slide down the dumbwaiter shaft into the back room of your office. Oh no, we're all the way back down in the office. Oh wait, Were there like a lot of different scythes happening in there? Oh, yeah, I see it now. I didn't look closely the first time. Trombone scythe, fort scythe. Among other scythes, I guess. Just the two? Just the two. All right. For now. Yes, of course, for now. Yeah, that scythe is going to be like so many scythes. Next. MK enters his speakeasy and re-lodges the oboe between the doors. You are a little irked that someone would tamper with your carefully thought out security measures. Also, you wonder what the fuck happened to your beautiful bust. I do remember this place. Yeah, I kind of like how we're like backtracking now. Like almost back to the beginning. It's like we made no progress at all. Can you imagine like reading just like the first couple hundred pages and then it's like randomly clicking like a future page and just happening to pick this one? Like you would be like, did anything even happen in the last 900 pages or so? Just like real Homestuck. Yes, like Act 6 is basically just like taking us back to the beginning of Homestuck. Ah yes, Future Homestuck. It's 2008 after all, that's true. MK enters his speakeasy and re-lodges the oboe, blah blah blah. Oh yeah, I already read this. What the fuck happened to your beautiful bust? P.S. Keep aggressing. Oop. Oh, Toto Stuck, thank you for the follow. Thank you, so much appreciated. 8 p.m. in South Africa. Can't believe I found you. I can't if you remember me, Brian, but hi. Oh, do I know you as a different handle? Or from somewhere else? Please remind me, because I would like to know if I do actually remember or not. Alright, let's see. FAD, bust in the still room like Kool-Aid Man. Oh wait, hold on, I didn't look at like what other sides are being used here. Rocket launcher scythe. Oh my gosh. Oh wait. The Bowen Stilson dog scythe. Fabulous. All right, busting the still room like Kool-Aid Man. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. He's bursting through the wall like Kool-Aid Man, and it's like red like Kool-Aid Man actually. Oh yeah. Next. Rumble. You feel a most unwelcome rumbling beneath your feet. FAD, break down door using awesome Latin strength. Snap! Oh my gosh, you snapped the oboe. That's fabulous. You easily snap the thin, brittle instrument in half. You wonder what sort of moron thought it would serve as an effective obstruction in the first place. Well, I mean, it was pretty effective earlier, as we saw. Next. But nobody counted on Fiesta Ace Dick being around. Crash! Oh, some Mobster Kingpin fell through the floor from the rumbling. The little bit of commotion proves to be the oboe that broke the camel's back. The floor caves in beneath you. Next. Oh my gosh, are they just gonna keep like going upstairs and through the hole and then down the stairs? While Fiesta Ace examines the hole, you sneak up the stairs. You push him into the hole. Oh, pushed in, okay. Oh, you joined Discord as Toto Stuck after I completed the story, but stopped using that account. This is the first time you're here live. Oh, okay, well, welcome. I'm glad you're able to join us live. That's really cool. Thank you for hanging out with us and joining the funsies. MK, exit speakeasy. Ah. He's raised the exit and is exiting the speakeasy. GPI, do something useful, attack or something. I'm sorry, but Godhead Pickle Inspector can only fondly regard his creation. The illusory world of form is not to be interfered with, and the divine dance within is to be revered silently through his omniscient ogle. Next. Oh cripes, in this form DMK regenerates very quickly. Your attacks are having a hard time keeping up with his restorative ability. Uh-oh. Well, that's not great. P.S. Aggress faster. Okay, what other signs are we seeing here? Wow, okay, hold on, there's a lot. T-Rex scythe, dollhouse scythe, Labyrinthine blah 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 Slithe. Romance novel Slithe, which is causing the emotions to like increase. What other Scythes are there? It's happening so fast. Romance novel Scythe. Baby Grand Scythe. Okay. And then the Labyrinthine, there's more stuff to it. Oh, Labyrinthine, Pseudocube. What was the last word after that? Comprehensible Scythe. Okay, that thing. I know that thing. All right, check on status of honey production. There's a lot of honey being produced, it looks like. Pang nectar has been raining down steadily with every attack. Eager bees have been collecting it and applying it towards new impetus combs. It looks like 3 new combs are nearing completion. P.I. Stop standing around like an idiot and do something. We've all been in boss fights like this, Ellen Bug, it's true. By the way, LN Bug, is it pronounced LN Bug or is it LN as in like natural logarithm? I'm a math teacher, so when I see LN, that's what I think. Are you like the natural logarithm of bug? That is a pretty cool honeycomb, it's true. You think it's finally time to put your Gambit schema's monstrous strength to use. Maybe if you throw a heavy object at him? Yes, that anchor over there ought to do nicely. You start making your way over there, but due to your ridiculous Frankenstein slowness, you can only move several inches per minute. This could take a while. Well, at least we've set that in motion. ZAD, stop standing around like an idiot and do something. Zombie Ace Dick is borderline, I am not saying that word, problematic. And usually can't do anything other than bite things and absorb preposterous amounts of damage. At the moment, he manages to be doing both at the same time. NB, get in ham truck and drive through underpass. The churlish Toff loses his footing. Oh no, poor churlish Toff. So long, churlish Toff. Next. His binoculars are sadly crushed beneath the tire of the ham truck. No! Next. You drive through Jack Squat underpass with the plug in tow. NB, feed plug through gutter pipe projector. Oh, it's short for lightning bug. Okay, that's your usual game name, but it was taken. Bug and LN Bug are both fine. Okay, gotcha. Cool. No, I'm just curious about. I'm always curious about like people's like stories behind their screen names. So that's cool. So Bug and LN Bug are both fine. Cool, cool, good to know. All right, you widen the aperture of the valve and dump the plug through. You jump in after it. It looks like Hysterical Dame has caught up with you, followed by her smitten suitor. They both jump through the pipe too. Cello player's story is pretty clear. Yes, yes. You like the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. And also you play the bassoon. Clearly, yes. Next. Cello does sound nice. Cello is like a really nice warm instrument. Surely it's an oboe. Ah, yes. Perhaps that's what it is. It's an oboe. The extra slack from the plug's cord is tightened around the eye of the ham needle. Oh gosh, are we gonna pull down the ham needle? Or is that just like for security? You have 1,234 cellos? Ah, yes, that is probably what the 1, 2, 3, 4 means. Next. The plug is projected at high velocity into the moving picture screen, now at a reasonable scale. NB, HD, and the Swain are all projected as well. HD, loosen scale bonus. Oh, dang. You loosen the drawstrings on your bonus to normalize your scale, but you overdo it a little. Oops. Well, now you made a hole in the sleazy brothel. This reminds me of one of the most... It reminds me of the inside of most sewing machines. Oh my gosh, actually, yeah. This whole thing kind of like... The way the plug has been like wound like through like all these different holes and portals and stuff. It is kind of like a sewing machine in a way, isn't it? Tony Stark has nothing on me. Nice. Oh, no just means I love my cello 1,234. Oh my goodness, that's right. That line from Avengers Endgame. I love you 3,000. Sad. I definitely cried at Avengers Endgame, I'm not gonna lie. That definitely made me tear up. Next. The Swain gets an ungentlemanly eyeful with his personal gawkular lens. His itchy twizzlefinger begins to twitch. .tv. Next. Next, I say. There we go. Legitimate establishment. I love that there's a sign that says legitimate establishment. Like, has to be known. Legitimate establishment. That actually reminds me of a show and tell time for a sec here. Oh, sorry, Tara. I didn't mean to disturb you. So, the sign legitimate establishment reminds me of several weeks ago when about a month into the pandemic, like my girlfriend and I, like, we'd been stuck in our apartment basically because like things were especially bad in New York at the start of the pandemic, and like all like the movie theaters were closed, and like we love going to the movies. So I decided one evening to like decorate our living room to like look as much like a movie theater as possible, and like we went out to the movies in our apartment, and I came up with I put together like this flyer. This is like the poster for our theater. So I called our imaginary movie theater Actual Movie Theater. Established several years into 2020. We really do exist. And there's L from Death Note. So yes. Yes, Toto Stuck. Yeah, you get to see Tara live too. I'm capable of being romantic once in a while. Not always my style, but I try to be thoughtful. Horns, keys, and melons? That sounds like my kind of establishment. Yes. Oh my. Oh, thanks, y'all. I appreciate the awing going on. Yeah, no, it was fun. Like we also came up with like, do I have some of the other things in here too that are left over from it? Oh yeah, so I made a concessions menu just based off of what was in our fridge at the time. So it had like nachos, Cheez-Its, cottage cheese, mac and cheese, cereal, and then like a third of a Ben and Jerry's. And then for beverages, we had like wine, maybe margaritas, wine, beer, wine, milk, tap water, wine, please have wine, because we had like several bottles of wine at the time. So and we decided to watch The Hunt because we had wanted to go see The Hunt when it was in theaters, and so I just came up with a bunch of showtimes for The Hunt. So we didn't have to like start at a specific time. So, anyway. If you can't go out to the movies, bring the movies to you. That's what I try to do. Alright. Anywho. Let's carry on. Mobster Kingpin has exited the speakeasy, which apparently was the back room of a legitimate establishment, operating as a front for his bootlegging outfit. There are just enough quality wares for purchase to be convincing to any nosy flatfoot doffing his cap in your direction. MK, exit legitimate establishment. Where does this go? Oh my gosh, it's the other side of the sleazy brothel. Oh my gosh. You exit the shop to the south side of Whore Island. This is where all the playboys and tomcats dressed to the nines in their swankiest rags for a midnight hootenanny. The back door to the brothel is nearby. It's the entrance of choice for any discreet gentleman. My goodness. Next. From this vantage, you can see the famous clock tower of Cartesian alignment. It is directly behind the Cathedral of Syndetic Ascension, its face in precise alignment with the cathedral's eye. It approaches the strike of midnight. Legitimate establishment, actual movie theater, I see a trend, yes. Oh my goodness. FAD, pursue MK. You barge out of the establishment's door, but MK is nowhere to be found. It seems he has swapped hats with one of the gentlemen to throw you off the trail. Ah yes, we definitely cannot tell because of the hat that this is MK. There is no one around who even closely resembles MK. AD, advance in life. Oh my gosh. Life is good. You made a killing on the bangtails at the track and rolled your earnings into a lucrative empire of casinos, loan sharking, gin milling, and rum running, which is sort of silly because the game of life does not take place in the Prohibition era, but more of a generic modern suburban setting where alcohol is perfectly legal. Still, you stick with what you know. And to make your perfect life complete, your beautiful wife has just given birth to Sunhurst. You nudge him affectionately in the snout to establish paternity. I love that. I love that recurring thing of like establishing superiority. But you nudge him affectionately in the snout to establish paternity. You boop his snoot to establish paternity. You boop the baby's snoot. That is what happens. Oh my gosh, now I really do wish I had like a Terra boop the snoot emote at this moment, because this would be a perfect time to like spam chat with that. Heroes, advancing cathedral. The party has reached level 66,665, one removed from the final floor. They are locked in struggle with the foul giant, Garngut Blistershod, damned sentry of the pot-bellied exiles. Gargnut has stomped the valiant Weasel Warrior to death. Oh no! I was actually about to say, like, I wonder if like the warriors are gonna get like so close to joining the battle and then they die like right before they get there. Boom the snoot. Yes, that is a reasonable substitute for now. Recursive. There's that. Don't boom the snoot. Next. The Hog Cleric swivels his crook of fealty and casts the spell Porcine Intervention. Oh good, we're rezzing Weasel Warrior. The Weasel Warrior flips the fuck out back to life. The Clown Bard blisters out in an incendiary loot solo in a fit of joy. P.S. Final aggression. Alright, what other sides do we have here? Like, Ugly Dog Scythe, F16 Scythe, Calavera Scythe, Fancy Santa Scythe. Oh my gosh, so many different scythes. All right, we've at least taken out, looks like we're gonna end up taking out one of the life meters at least. Next. Teaspoon Scythe. That's not doing anything. You're letting, what are you doing, Problem Sleuth? You're letting his life meter just like refill completely. Next. A-bomb Scythe. Oh my god. What? Next. Oh man, and that's the end of chapter 16. And so when we come back for our next stream, it looks like we're gonna have DMK without one of his health meters and some damage taken to his second health meter too. So, goodness. Well, things have really picked up action-wise, and I wonder what's gonna happen next as the battle against Demonhead Mobster Kingpin continues. Alright, well everyone, we made it to the end of chapter 16, and that's as far as I wanted to get today, and we are wrapping up around 2:30, which is exactly where I thought we would end up, so that's great. So thank you everyone for coming and hanging out today. Before we go, let me drop a few links to everyone. And let me also remind you of a few things. We have Discord. If you're not in our Discord already, please feel free to come join us and hang out. You can like lurk or converse, whatever. I like to post pictures of my pets in there. And also just like chime in with other thoughts about games and stuff. Let's see, I'm also on Twitter and on YouTube. I know that YouTube is how some of y'all found me, but if you didn't know, I have like all of my complete playthroughs of games I've streamed over the last few years archived on YouTube, so go check that out. And then if you want to see more Terra has her own Instagram as well, so feel free to check that out too. If you're not already following me, don't forget to mash the follow button in the face. Punch the follow button to establish superiority. And yeah, thank you all so much for joining me today. My next streams will be Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, playing through Final Fantasy 13. We're in chapter 7. We're getting closer to the part of Final Fantasy 13 where I stopped playing a few years ago. Really big boss fight. I think we're a few more streams from that, but that's coming up pretty soon, so That's where we are on that. And then Wednesday, Celeste, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's actually when Celeste is Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be scaling the summits, chapter 7 in Celeste next time. So come by for that. That's probably going to be a longer stream than normal too, but we'll see how that goes. So, and then our next Problem Sleuth stream will be next Saturday at noon Eastern time. We're going to be picking up on chapter 17, probably get through chapter 17, 18, and 19 in that stream. So, who just followed? Oh, LN Bug, thank you for the follow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you everyone who came by today and hung out and joined in the fun. I appreciate all of you so very much. And Hidor Sapiens gave me a hydrate. But yeah, I will be back next time. I will see you all around. Until then, stay safe, wear a mask, social distance if you need to do that, and take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you next time. See you, friends.